Hi pals, this is Daily Yap number 4, and today I want to talk about what I call transitional times. So I think I'll probably do a video in the future about my experience coming from a big city and now living in a small town. But one particular thing about that I've noticed is just how, at least for me, important are the transitional times. What are transitional times? Is all the time that you spend in between activities or events in your life. So let's say that you are, working at your office and you just finish work and then you are about to go back to your house or to a friend's house. That transitional time will be the time that you spend between the office and your house, pretty simple. So my point with this video is that I think that a lot of people underestimate how important this time is. Because sure, like a lot of people say like, oh, I could never go to like a small town, I like the big city because I have all of this. And it's because they think about all the events that they have. And of course, those like rank up pretty high for your own life. But then you think about like, okay, but do you actually like all the in between? Like all the transitional times when you're in the city? Which, at least for me, the answer is definitely no. Like I hate that. I don't know if it's because I'm like mildly autistic or so I think. But like loud noises, and like all the busyness of the city, I don't know, it really like kind of makes me sad. In my mom's house, I live close to a big street. And when I started living alone, I was living close to 2 big streets. And that was really like something, like go through that crossing. It kind of made me like, oh man, I don't want to be here. And here it's like all the opposite. I'm guessing that from my videos you can see how beautiful like everywhere I look, is. And that has made my life so much better. Because I feel like every time that my mind like drifts apart or like you start seeing things, it's like, this is such a nice place. And it makes me happy, at least for me. It makes me really happy. Now, of course, I do miss some activities, but I feel like I've replaced those activities with other activities here. But the transitional times is something that not even if I was like a millionaire in the city, I could like change, because like I cannot change the whole city. I cannot make it quieter. I cannot make it cleaner or more beautiful or put more plants, which is something that's already here. And yeah, like I say, I know that these transitional times are not as important as the things that you do in your life. If I had to put a number, I would say that these are like, 0.5 of what a full activity would be a 1, right? But I feel like most people think of the transitional times just as 0.1. And it's curious because if you think about it, if you spend like 1 hour doing an activity and you had to like be moving, for 1 hour to get there and 1 hour from there, like you spend the same time doing the activity that maybe you love, but you also spend the same amount of time just moving. And how was that time for you? You might say like, oh, it's moving, it's whatever, but like it's not whatever, because at least when people come to Bucon, they do say like, oh, it's so nice here, I wish I could stay longer. And that's not because of the activities that they do specifically here, but it's because for the mind it's so calming to like just see, this is my view right now. Like this is what I come to see every day that I walk my dog. And when I think about it, like it makes sense, because if you are in a place, in an environment where you dislike, you don't want to put your attention there. When I was going through Cristóbal Colón and Américo Vespucio, like that intersection is so busy. And I was like, dude, I don't want to like pay my attention to the Transantiago, that is this big bus public transport that is making such a big noise. I don't want to see how this guy honks the other guy because he was being an asshole. I don't want to see, people like going even when the light's red, and maybe causing an accident, maybe hitting someone. That's like, oh man, I just want to put my AirPods and like noise cancellation and just don't think about it. So if you have that kind of environment, one where you don't like and that you don't want to put your attention in, that environment is your reality. So basically you're just trying to be away from the present, which per se is not bad. For some instances that's good, but overall, I think it makes you like a less present person. It makes you more in your head because you don't want to be looking at that. You want to be thinking at something. You want to be hearing at that. You want to be hearing at music. So you're always distracting yourself from the present, which I don't know. I guess you would have to make the argument that if that's so bad or so good. But I think it's important, and it's important to notice. Like, I don't know if anyone's watching this video. I invite you, like, think about it in your own life, in your day-to-day life. Do you like those transitional times, or do you try to shy away from them, and you always try to be in your mind? So that's the video for today. Goodbye.